Hello student, today we will start new chapter. First topic is thrust and pressure. Actually, before studying pressure in detail, we should know about thrust also. What is thrust? Subheading is thrust. Actually, a force can be applied on a surface in any direction. When the force is applied on a surface in a direction normal to the surface, then it is called the thrust. A body when placed on the surface exerts a thrust on the surface which is equal to the weight of the body. The thrust is same is whatsoever way the body is placed on the surface. The thrust can be defined as the force acting normally on a surface is called thrust. Now, what is the unit of thrust? Actually, it is force, just a force perpendicular to the surface. So, its units are similar as the force. It is measured in the unit of force. The SI unit of thrust is Newton. As we know, the SI unit of force is Newton. And the CGS unit of thrust will be Dyne. Okay, now we can define pressure. The effect of thrust depends on the area of the surface on which it acts. The effect of thrust is less if it acts on the larger area, while it is more if it acts on the small area. Before defining the pressure, we can take two examples. Suppose first example is, suppose if you stand on the heap of sand like this, then your feet sink into the sand and the area is this. Now, in second case, if you lie on that sand like this, then we can say weight is same, persons are similar, but contact area is different in the second case. So, if in this case we talk about the pressure, then we can say the pressure in first case will be greater. So, we can observe that area in first case is smaller than area in second case, contact area. But pressure in first case is greater than, pressure means the effect of this thrust, the effect of the weight of the body, it will be the greater than in the first case than the second case. So, we can write here that pressure is inversely proportional to area. Means as area increases, the pressure will decrease. As area decreases, the pressure will increase. Now, we can take the second example. Now, let us suppose that two different persons stand on the heap of sand as shown in figure. Suppose this is the first person having weight W1 and this is the second person. He also stands on heap of sand and his weight is suppose W2. Suppose W1 is greater than W2. But we can observe here the contact area is approximately same for both the cases. But since the weight of first person is greater than the weight of second person, so here we can say that pressure in first case will be greater than the second case. So here we can observe the pressure is directly proportional to weight. Weight means thrust, because thrust is the normal force acting on the surface. So pressure is directly proportional to thrust when area is same, and it is inversely proportional to the area when weight was same. So here we can notice that pressure can be written as directly proportional to thrust upon area. Means pressure is defined as the thrust upon area, ratio of thrust and area. So, the effect of thrust is expressed in terms of thrust per unit area. This quantity is called pressure. The thrust on unit area of the surface is called the pressure. This is the formula of pressure. Pressure is symbolized by capital P, and in symbolic form we can write pressure equals to P equals to F by A. F is force, normal force, means thrust, and pressure is scalar quantity. Scalar quantities are those quantities that have only magnitude. They not need any direction. Now, next is unit of pressure. First is SI unit. SI unit, as we know, pressure equals to force by area. Force by area means, as we know, the SI unit of force is Newton and SI unit of area is meter square. So, the SI unit of pressure become Newton per meter square, and it can also be written as Pascal. This unit is named Pascal, and the symbol for it is PA, capital P, small a, and it is the Pascal unit is after the name of the scientist Pascal. We can also define as the Pascal as we know pressure equals to force by area. If we suppose that pressure force is 1 Newton and area of surface is 1 meter square, then of course pressure will be 1 Pascal. So here we can define Pascal as 1 Pascal is the pressure exerted on the surface of area 1 meter square by a force of 1 Newton acting normally on it. Normally means perpendicular force. So we can say 1 Pascal equals to 1 Newton per meter square. Now second is CGS unit. As we know, the CGS unit of force is dyne, and CGS unit of area is centimeter square. So the CGS unit of pressure become dyne per centimeter square. Now what is the relation between CGS and SI units of pressure? As we know, the SI unit of pressure is Pascal. So now we are going to find out the relation between Pascal and dyne per centimeter square, that are respectively the SI and CGS unit of pressure. So we are starting from 1 Pascal. As we know, 1 Pascal can be written as 1 Newton per meter square. Now for converting Newton per meter square into dyne per centimeter square, we should know that 1 Newton equals to 10 raised to power 5 dyne, and 1 meter square equals to 10 raised to power 4 centimeter square. So now for converting Newton per meter square into dyne per centimeter square, first 1 Newton equals to 10 raised to power 5 dyne upon 1 meter square equals to 10 raised to power 4 centimeter square. So it is 10 dyne per centimeter square. So here we can note that 1 Pascal equals to 10 dyne per centimeter square. So this is the relation between SI and CGS unit of pressure. Means for converting SI to CGS, we have to multiply with 10, and for converting CGS to SI, we have to divide it by 10. Now the other units of pressure. However, as we know, thrust is also measured in kilogram force or the ground force. So the other unit of pressure become, also we can say, one of the unit of pressure is kilogram force per meter square or ground force per centimeter square, or some other units of pressure that are bar. Pressure is also measured in bar or millibar. 1 bar equals to 10 raised to power 5 Pascal. Also millibar, and 1 millibar equals to 10 raised to power minus 3 bar, means 10 raised to power plus 2 Pascal. So these are also unit of pressure. Similarly, the atmospheric pressure is measured in terms of height of mercury column. At normal temperature and pressure, the barometer height is 0.76 meter of Hg. So atmospheric pressure is also expressed in a unit atmosphere, 1 atmosphere, and it is equals to 0.676 meter of Hg, means mercury, which is equals to 1.013 into 10 raised to power 5 Pascal. In later we will discuss this atmosphere, this the meaning of 0.76 meter of Hg in detail. This time we should know that the other units of pressure is also kilogram force per meter square, bar, millibar, gram force per centimeter square, atmosphere. Sometimes we use torr as unit of atmospheric pressure, TORR, after the name of the scientist Torricellian, where 1 torr equals to 1 millimeter of Hg. Now, next is application of pressure. First application is, as we know, a heavy truck is fitted with 6 to 8 wheels in order to increase the area of contact. Why? Because as we know, pressure equals to force by area, and if area increases, then we can say pressure will decrease. So in order to reduce the pressure, we use the truck is fitted with 6 to 8 wheels on which their weight acts and has to reduce their pressure. Second, the cutting edges of knives, blades, axes, etc. are sharpened. Why? Because by doing this we can reduce the area, and if area will be decreases, then we can say pressure will increase. So cutting edges sharpen, the area of contact decreases and hence pressure exerted by them increases. Thus they can easily penetrate a given surface. Third, the pointed end of an arrow increases its piercing ability. Fourth, we can say nail. It always have a sharpened tip. It can't have a blunt tip. Why? Because in this case the contact area is smaller than this area. Then if A1 is less than A2, then we can say P1 will be greater than P2. Means pressure in first case will be greater than the pressure in second case. So in order to increasing the pressure, we just reduce the area. Next, animals like camels walk easily in deserts because they have broad flat feet. Broad feet exert less pressure on sandy ground. Next, wide wooden slippers are placed below the railway track to reduce the pressure exerted by the rails on the ground. Otherwise, the rails may sink into the ground. Next, foundation of high-rise buildings are kept wide. Why? So that they exert less pressure on the ground and they do not sink in due to the extremely high pressure of the building. So these were some application of pressure. In next class, we will discuss about atmosphere pressure, its effects, its measurement and its application in daily life. Okay, thank you.